Hello, my name's Billy Rumbol. I'm a professional boxing trainer. I've been running this gym for 6 years. Well, I was about 18 months when I originally went to a boxing gym through my dad.
Well, I started training at 6 years of age, and my dad said to me, go down to the Lynn, and the trainer who I didn't know at the time, he's come into the Lynn to open up, and he said, what are you doing here? I said, I want to learn how to box. So I was with 2 or 3 of my mates, and he said, how old are you? I went 6. He said, no, you're too young. So I said, well, my dad's Reggie Rumbol. He went, who? I said, Reggie Rumbol. Put his arm around me, took me in to the Lynn. He said, so. Anyway, I carried on from there.
So my dad ran a boxing club in Chatham called St Mary's for about 25 years. And we moved to Sitting Bull, and we had an opportunity to open up Rumbol's Boxing Academy.
I've always taught the kid how to box. You see a lot of these coaches, they think they're good coaches, but they send them out like whirlwinds, come out and have you might as well go in the street and have a fight. I love the kids. You make friends with them. You meet people in the sport. It's a good game to be in, you know, for the children. I have phone calls. Billy has phone calls. Parents will tell you they're wild. I said, well, bring them down. Once we got them under our wing, they're fantastic.
I think the whole discipline side of it gives kids a focus. It gets them off the street. I mean, there's been many a boxer that will tell you a story how they've got into boxing. It saved their life, saved them from going to prison. I'll just get behind that jab more. An ideal person to train, somebody that's listened, nice and controlled. You'll get your travelling backgrounds, you'll get your grammar school students, you'll get people that have been chucked out of school, you'll get everybody.
When I had St Mary's, I only had 1 female box for me. And I've got to be honest, at first I was against it before this. The girls are just coming in as good as the boys.
It used to be frowned up on female boxing because, you know, the old school people used to say, oh, we don't like seeing girls with black eyes or broken noses or whatever, which in some respect is fair enough, but I think now it's just a normal thing. Girls box and girls are good at it. I think it was a divide, and I think it goes back to sort of religions. You never used to see travelling girls box, but there's so many of them now. You know, I trained one here, she's very, very good.
I think the girls are going to take over the sport because there's so many world champions coming through now with the girls, you know, so Katie Taylor's brought them on, you know.
The real turning point of it was the 2012 Olympics when females were allowed to box as an Olympian. I think after that point, the likes of Nicola Adams and Katie Taylor doing well in the Olympics, I think a lot of females looked onto the sport and thought that's something for them because they may have thought it wasn't as popular for a female, where there's far more females into the sport because there's more money to be made out of it now. You know, more people know about it, girls are earning good money from the sport, and so they should. They get in there, they do the same training, they have to go through the same thing, so it should be equal. You know, I totally agree with that.
I love it. It's fantastic. We've got girls here. We've got national champions in girls, and they spar the boys. It's just as good. You know, it's just you get something out of it. You get a buzz out of it. You know, watching them. A lot of people think it's a dangerous sport. It's not a violent sport at all. If you've got a good coach, you teach a kid how to box. It's a good sport to be in. A lot of people don't like the sport. I think if you've brought that up, my dad used to box. Loads of friends that I knew used to box. That's how we got into it, really, you know.
Just go to your local boxing gym, you know, walk through the doors. You'll never be allowed to get into that ring unless they know you're ready. And just give it a try, you know, they call it a sweet science for a reason. There's a lot of science to the game, and there's so much you can learn. You never stop learning, and it really isn't violent. It's nice, technical. You know, it's an art. I like to see it as an art. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, you know, posh, common, whatever you may be, you'll meet all different types of people in the boxing world. And that's the great thing about it, you know, it's a very small community. So yeah, I think the future for boxing is very bright. I think with all the science behind it now as well, I think that boxers' careers are longer because there's more nutrition, there's more science behind it, like I say. So yeah, in answer to your question, I think the future is very good for boxing.